That's what I'm. Hey, good Facebook guys. Namaste. God bless. How are all of you? I was just talking to myself, man, before I came on. Kind of give myself that little pep talk. Happy Monday to you guys from a very warm, very nice Connecticut. Whereas the day before it was snowing. Okay, I get it. That's New England weather for you. But it's in the moments of your decision that your destiny is shaped. Moments. Now, granted, that's plural. Life creation for oneself is in those moments of decision, what you choose for yourself. I'm going to get to the quote box, and I am going to get to the National Day of because it's kind of relevant, and I'm going to give you guys a little test tonight and see if you're kind of uppity up on what's going on in your own mind and your own life. I always get shit on. I'm used to it. That's not me, Meatball. That was a person I know professionally and have known for over a decade. And those words came out of that person's mouth the other day, and it really triggered to me. I said, wait, I got to find out more what's going on here. That's the personality trait that this person has adopted. It's in the moments of their decision that their destiny is shaping and keeps on shaping. That was their mentality. That was pertaining to a professional decision that was going on. But in essence, that person took it as their whole life. And a little background on the person is astounding what they're manifesting in their life, with all the frustrations, the life changes, relationship changes. Everything is evolving because that person noted and denoted every single day, basically inside, I always get shit on, I am used to it. That kind of mentality. And it really got me thinking again because, I mean, that's the whole point of America's Mentor. It's learning how to let go, because you can't change your life unless you let go of what has happened to you. Repetitive? Yes. Redundant? No. Because it's in those moments of decision that your destiny is shaped by how you see yourself from your experiences. Did you learn or did you get hurt again? Did you take that mindset of just getting hurt all the time because you keep saying to yourself, I always get shit on, I am used to it. If that's your constitution, if that's your preamble to how you feel about yourself, the universe has nothing else but to give you that because it's unbiased. It's your mindset. It's embedded in your subconscious mind. That kind of mindset is detrimental. I mean, I can go on and on of what this person experienced. They don't even know that they're constructing it. And I wouldn't have known many moons ago. I wouldn't have known because it's National X. Wait, I want to get the right verbiage for this because it'll relate to you guys. It's National X Spouse Day. Some of you guys, it's Spouses Day. Now, when I said that, how did you feel about your ex-spouse? Oh, wait. Really? I mean, what was your first thought? Was it whole or was it you? I didn't want to say the words or Meatball. Facebook might get angry at me. They're starting to really liking me and promote my videos. Or was it, thank you for the experience. Thank you for the lesson. Thank you for allowing me to grow. It's that kind of mentality that is basically the self-fulfilling prophecy that you're creating every day. That National Ex-Spouse Day, to me, was the greatest gift because maybe it's my perspective. I'm not credulous here, but maybe I'm thinking to myself, wow. The only downfall, obviously, is when there's children involved, but they're not adapting, they're understanding that letting go is freedom. And she wanted freedom. And at the time, I mean, all that was involved was all these issues and everything else. But in the end, it was a blessing because it allowed us to be who we truly wanted to be. With that kind of perspective, that's what I'm talking about letting go. You can officially add the badge of letting go in your life when you can think of your ex or whoever it might be, a job, situation, even money as a lesson. And there's a blessing in the lesson if you really understand the patterns of your thought to bring it about in the first place. That's the beauty of the law. That's the beauty of the law of the universe. It's just constructing what you keep rebuilding in your life. Your constant thoughts. As Tony Robbins said, it's in the moments of your decisions that your destiny is shaped. That's the repetitive thought that we deal with every day. If you want to fly high, give up everything that weighs you down. Yes, indeed, Buddha said that, and I post that in Reels, and I say it here all the time. But you can't move forward if you keep thinking backwards. It's impossible. And if you really get through, you break through the cage, and you finally attain something, most likely that past is going to sabotage it. And with this person that I mentioned in the beginning that I was talking about, it was evolving. It was growing into a tree of sabotage that this person was creating between downsizing. And granted, this person is in her 60s, absolutely beautiful on the outside. This is a great point. Beautiful on the outside. I have known this person for over a decade. Beautiful on the outside, but look at what's going on the inside. This is what I mean about the facade. How, in other words, you can have all this beauty on the outside, but what's under the hood is what is your creation machine. How are you maintaining it? That's the question. And letting go is a pivotal part of growing. You can't grow unless you let go. Most people don't get that. They take it as a badge of honor, the school of hard knocks. No, Meatball, you're just reiterating what you went through. And you keep reliving that every day. I was getting ready before it came on for Showtime. And I was thinking of all the friends. I mean, we're talking when I was in my late 20s. I mean, I was going to a friggin' wedding every weekend. All the people that I went to school with, friends, associates, co-workers. I mean, 95% are not married now. 95%. Why is that? Why is that? I mean, there could be so many things could be attributed to it. So many things. But there's two different souls. At one point in life were inseparable. But now, nothing. So the point is, how do you feel about that? That's your test. Because if you have an ex or exes in that kind of fashion, how do you... This is the personal test I am offering to you for yourself. Because you'll find out what's going on under the hood. You'll find out how you feel about life. You find out what's going on that you keep recreating in your present life by your past experiences. And it's so important to grasp that. Behold, as Isaiah 43:19 said, behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Is it? Ask yourself the question. They were warning us in Scripture thousands of years ago. If you can't let go, you can't let in. You might be able to see it a little bit, maybe attract a little bit of it, but in essence, in the end, you are going to ruin it. Believe me, take my word. And the other day, thinking about letting go, I get a chance to literally jack in an Audible book every day. I'm blessed with that kind of free time at work to just constantly have this stuff flowing in my mind. If you guys can grasp that for yourself, that to keep learning is to keep growing. If you keep hitting the wall, find out why. If you keep hitting the same circumstances over and over and over again in your life, it's only going to perpetuate into bitterness, frustration, and anger. You don't want that. Because the people and the situations don't get hurt. It's you. By what you're doing under the hood. It's so imperative that you grasp hold of what's going on underneath there and realize that you're the creator of all of it. You started the process by your feeling about it. And you remember that. And this book I was talking about was from Neville Goddard. I mean, this guy is, this stuff, I don't look for it. It comes to me. So I checked my YouTube account. I said, recommendation. I said, oh, okay, I'll listen to this great seminar that Neville did. And maybe I'd said this before, but I probably had mentioned his words. really just jacks me with his philosophy about life, because it made complete and utter sense on what I was creating. And out of the quote box tonight, there comes a time when you have to change between turning the page and closing the book. To change your altitude requires you to change your attitude. Until you get to that point, and I'll get back to Neville, I'm just reiterating his words. When you get to that point, you can't fly high, as Buddha said. You can't, because you're weighed down with all of what has happened to you in life. When you can let go of that through however means and however way you do it. I did it with time. I wanted to analyze all these things in my life, why they were happening. And a lot of you won't do that. You won't take the time, but to realize if you don't take care of the engine, it's going to break down. If you don't take care of your mental self-care, it's going to evolve into more of what you don't want it to evolve into. So it's something for you to think about. Altitude is spiritual elevation. This is the spiritual part of it. Spiritual elevation, growth, and connection with the divine. And remember, the divine is not some omnipotent power. It's us. We are divine beings. Remember that. We are creation beings. We are the source of our creation, our life. There's nothing outside of us but our reflection of the outside. And attitude is a settled way of thinking. Think about what that person said. A settled way of thinking. I'm always getting shit on. I am used to it. It's now becoming mechanics in their life, a mechanical thought process. In psychological terms, that's called doomed. I'm not saying it in a bad way. It's just that person's just going to keep remanifesting without understanding. That's why I get into this every day with myself and then share it with you guys, because it has helped me so much in so many ways to let go of what happened so I can allow in what I want to happen. You got to empty the cup before you can refill it. You got to realize how strong you are, how empowered you are to do all this. And if you want a better life, you got to let go of the old life. You can't let go of it mentally, but you can store it. You can put it in place where you can use it as a reflection and lessons to learn from every day. I say this to myself, how proud I am of where and how I become and evolved into the person that I am today. Can you really say that to yourself? Are you proud of who you are? Imagine you waking up one day saying, wow, I am free. I mean, imagine that feeling of not having to think about what has happened to you. You've learned from it. You've evolved from it. You've created a better life for yourself. It doesn't have to be a tangible life, but an internal life. Because that internal life is going to turn into a tangible life of that creation. Believe me when I tell you, I'm living frigging proof. I'm getting back to Neville's seminar. And you guys can remember this for yourself. Because when you're dealing with past issues, trauma, anything like that, yeah, indeed, repetitive on America's Mentor, but you cannot grow. It doesn't happen until you let go. Remember that. So keep learning about your past, understanding, accepting, and realize that's not you now. It's not. Because if you're watching shows like this and other shows pertaining to this, you're seeking. Indeed, seek and ye shall find. Don't give up on that. Keep learning. Because that's all I did. Maybe 500, 600, 700 books later in my life, I'm still trying to get a little breadcrumb from each book that I jack in my ears every day. For you, the best life lesson you can give yourself is learning. Because learning, you can grow from that. Mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, in every area of your life. But you got to learn. We're not brought here with an instruction manual. We're not. We're dropped here in pretty messy situations with a life, and the people around us basically shaped us to who we are. But the good thing is we're malleable. We can change, but we have to make that choice in the moments of our decisions that our destiny is shaped. And Neville said, the world is a mirror and can only reflect back only what you accept as true for yourself. So if you feel like you're getting shit on and you're used to it, this is what you're going to get more of. this is what you're going to manifest more, because it's your, no matter how good, there could be a field of red roses and you're still going to feel hate in your system. This is what I'm talking about. And this is what Neville's talking about. The day you choose yourself is the day the world has no choice but to choose you. In other words, it's not biased. It's only, the universe is beautiful. It's not biased. Your mind is not, whatever you tell it, it's going to create. But you got to keep doing it. This is the beauty about mind control and self-care. It's your repetitive thoughts that create repetitive outcomes. You constantly think of yourself as a meatball, you are going to manifest more meatballs. If you constantly think of yourself as a divine being in this purpose in life to create something really cool, no matter what it is, you're going to create that. But it's your choice and your moments of decision, your conscious thought every day. He goes on to say, no longer standing in the shadow of doubt, not at the mercy of circumstances. Beautiful, beautiful quote there, because a lot of us evaluate ourselves from our circumstances and where we are right now, instead of evaluating what's going on. We're not opening up the hood to see what caused those circumstances. Does that make sense? When you realize you're the cause, your thoughts are the cause, and reality is the effect of that cause, you realize, wait, I can change that. I can realize that I'm a better person. I can realize who I am. I can realize that I can create a better life. But all I have to do is think about it repetitively, take action when necessary, inspired action, realize who I am, dictate that, reiterate that every day, and constantly just redo what has been done. You're just rebuilding the engine. I mean, I did that once in my life. I'd never friggin' do it again. When I was in, they had what they call vo-ed back in high school. That was for losers who didn't want to learn in the classroom, man. So I figured, what the hell? I'll be a grease monkey all my life. I hated that shit. It taught me a lot about cars, indeed, but it's a great metaphor to use for yourself. When you realize what's going on under the hood, you realize you need to rebuild the engine, or perhaps replace a part. In other words, a thought pattern. Think about it for yourself. And he goes on to say, and I'll let you guys enjoy your Monday. Every situation is a direct reflection of how you see yourself. Think about that. It's a direct, it's showing you, the world is showing you who you are every day. You can't blame the world anymore, man. If you think you're a loser, be ready to create more situations and circumstances to reiterate what you're profoundly sending out every single day. This mental power toolkit that I offer you guys every day in breadcrumbs and shows of on the same manner but different reflections of, I hope one word will change your life. I hope one word will open the door for you to better think, because we're all beautiful, divine beings here for a reason. But we've been taught the wrong way. We really have. And I can laugh at that shit now of the stuff I used to believe in. But really think about it. I'm going to reiterate that again. Every situation is a direct reflection of how you see yourself. What you see is what you bring. Think about it for yourself. What you see in the mirror every day is not a reflection. It's just you presented to the world. Talking about your spiritual reflection to the world. And it's only mirroring back more of it. You think lack, you bring more lack. You think prosperity, you bring opportunity. You think frustration, you bring traffic jams. You bring this. All of this, does all of this make sense? Because you get the collective consciousness of people thinking the same way, therefore they're attracted in the same place. It's a great analogy of life to realize that you are in complete control of creating anything you desire. But it takes a constant effort, a constant repetitious thought process, and start understanding how truly powerful you are. So really think about it for yourself. Really, I mean, yeah, indeed, I say it a lot here on America's Mentor, but when I start seeing examples from it, from people that I know personally and have known on a professional level, I see what, I don't say a word. I can't because it's not my place. I used to be that preacher. You can change me, but no, use this platform. And if they want to watch, great. If they want to find somebody else, great. Do it. Learn, know, grow, be, have, do. Whatever you want in life. But if you're not in a place where you want to be right now, that is the biggest red flag. Stop worrying about the other red flags in life. Stop worrying about other people, situations, and all the bullshit that's gotten to you where you are right now. Letting go is letting go of the old you so the new you can evolve. So happy Monday to you guys. America's Mentor _radio on Instagram. At America's Mentor on X and YouTube and Threads and all the other shit sites out there. They're everywhere. And I'm grateful to be a part of it, guys. Really, really grasp it for yourself. You cannot fly high. You can't. If a plane is weighed down by too much weight, it can't go up. No matter how powerful the engine is, it won't bring it up. Your thoughts are the same way. You keep living in that old past that just weighs you down. How are you going to find peace? You can't prosper in an old mindset. You really can't. When you let go, remember that, is when you let in. Guys, happy Monday to you. God bless. I'll talk to you guys soon, man.